Welcome back to the channel, and today is part 2 of our look at this. This is the Commander Class Studio Series 86 Constructicon set of hook and long haul. In part 1, we looked at long haul. I decided to give each Constructicon their moment in the sun, their time to shine, and do a comparison side by side with the Combiner Wars iterations of these guys. I will not be showing any of the Devastator combination, just like I didn't with Scrapper, just like I didn't with Bone Crusher, really, and really just like I didn't with Long Haul. What we will do is touch on a couple of things, but basically we're going to give all 6 members their time to shine by themselves in a comparison video with Combiner Wars, and then we'll do a final one where they're all going to be put together as Devastator versus Devastator. So, with Long Haul done and a really strong score so far, somewhere, as I'm saying this, I want to say around a 9.5, maybe even a 9.75. It was a very strong score for Long Haul and the trailer. Will Hook add to it or take away from it? We're going to find out, because Hook is going to be our focus in the latest GotBot True review. Hey all, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share. Of course, subscribe, and while you are at it, light 'em up, baby. Hit that notification bell, please. Helps me out a ton, lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that's in the description down below. Also in the description down below, and if you happen to be in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link, check us out on Patreon, see what we have to offer to you through spring, or of course hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. And yeah, this is the 2-pack. I was really impressed with Long Haul. I love my Combiner Wars Long Haul, but undoubtedly the 86 is an improvement. How will Hook fare? Please tell me I'm pointing at the right one. Yay, I am. You never know. You never know. How will Hook fare? We're going to find out together when we head over to the table and take a closer look at him. So for everyone who missed part 1, we looked at the beginning of the set with Long Haul as well as the Devastator pants. I am not doing the transformation to Devastator yet. I will wait until we have all of the members in hand. This is part 2 of this set. Currently, Long Haul, who is very excellent, has this set sitting at a score of 9.85. Very strong set. I will also note again now, in case you missed it, the overall mass of this set comes in somewhere around 650, 660 grams. It is definitely a Commander class value. I will not do a straight up comparison of the Combiner Wars to the 86 in terms of mass, because of course there's other bits and pieces and chunks in here. So you got to look at, was this a Commander class value overall? Yes, it was. This of course is the box. Again, I mean, nothing we haven't seen before. We have the lads on the front. Devastator is on this side. Over on this side we have the vehicle modes of both, and on the back we have the alt mode and vehicle mode, or sorry, the alt mode and robot mode of both lads. We've already looked at Long Haul. I'll put a card or a link at the end of the video or something if you want to go back and check that out. Inside the box, we have 2 big sheets of instructions. This one's gigantic. It's Devastator. Like I said, we will not be doing that yet. We will wait until we have all 6 members to do that. This is the instructions for both lads. I'm not going to lie, I didn't look at it. I just figured Long Haul out, and I've done the same with Hook. And very quickly again, in case you missed it before, all 3 of the blasters can go on Scrapper. I messed it up when I done the initial review. I didn't realize that this could tab into the side of this. There's probably other ways to do it as well, but yes, he can hold both pieces of the Devastator blaster as well as his own blaster. So I think that's cool for Scrapper. For this guy, apparently Daryl's is misassembled. There are tabs that are, it's supposed to hold the head in or something. Daryl's head doesn't come out. It's frictioned in really well, so I don't know the issue there. Also, during the arm mode, you can flip out a little tab inside the leg and flip up kind of the toes, and it locks together. It's supposed to make it more stable. When I showed the arm mode in the Bone Crusher review, I mean, I never had instructions or anything, I was just guessing. Also, apparently Daryl's is misassembled back here because you see the mushroom peg, and I guess you're not supposed to see it. People say it doesn't sit flush on the back, but like, I'm telling you now, this is perfectly flush. So, I don't know. I don't know if nobody had ever pointed out that issue. I would never in a zillion years have known it was there. So, I don't know. Make of that what you will. Those caveats out of the way, we currently have this as our representation of the 86 Constructicons. Already reviewed this guy, so I'm going to take him out of it. He scored super well. He's exactly like the upgraded Combiner Wars one with the Perfect Effect kit. Probably pretty much the exact same as the Unite Warriors because he has the added arm articulation, and that's exactly what he needed. We already did Bone Crusher. I thought he was excellent. A lot of people give this guy gripes, but as a deluxe, he's 102 grams. He's huge, solid deluxe. So we'll take Bone Crusher out of it. He is similar to the Combiner Wars, but certainly not the same. Long haul we just looked at, I told you, his score overall is 9.85. He's an excellent long haul. The only disadvantages that he has is no wrist swivel and no waist. The Unite Warriors and the Combiner Wars both have a waist. The Unite Warriors does have a wrist, I believe. I know that the stock Combiner Wars does not. It's abysmal. With the Perfect Effect kit, the Combiner Wars does get an elbow and a wrist. That said, the proportions on that long haul are awful. The proportions on this long haul are stupendous. So I'm going to slide him out of it. And that leaves us with Hook and Hook. Let me just readjust things a little bit. Now again, please note, we will not be going into Devastator mode here. So what can we say about the look of the crane so far? First, I prefer the tires on the 86 because it has the silver rather than these just clipped on over. Second, this black piece here and this black piece here both flip out and become the sections where the arms of Devastator attach in. There's a green piece here that's actually quite loose and a green piece under the canopy here that flip out and do the exact same thing. This guy rolls well, this guy rolls well. The crane can go up, the crane can go up. The blaster attaches on the outside, actually on one of these little rectangular pieces. The Perfect Effect blaster matches out here. The 86 goes attached in right here. Speaking of which, I didn't really show it, and I guess I probably should have, but here's the 86, here's the on the bottom, and here's the Perfect Effect on the top. I think they're super duper comparable, honestly. I'm going to lay those aside, actually. I think they're super duper comparable. Both are great molds, no doubt about it. They're even similar sizes, honestly. Okay, if we turn to the back, you can see very similar back there. If we turn to this side, you can see very similar on this side as well. In neither case, oddly, do the hands fold in. These are the upgraded Perfect Effect arms, and the hands are just here up on the side. And this guy, I want to fold his arms in, but when you do, there's a tab that goes into the side of his foot down here. And if you fold the hands in, it won't tab into the foot. When you leave the hands folded out, it will. Weird, right? At least I think it is. Then we get to the crane itself. This one, like I said, goes up, but that's it. It doesn't turn, it doesn't extend. The crane on this is a bummer. The crane on this one, however, it can come up, it can extend, it can turn, and it can unplug, and Devastator can actually hold it as like a melee accessory thing. I will say this. The Perfect Effect upgrade kit that I got for my Devastator was the one to upgrade each of the Constructicons. There was a separate Perfect Effect kit that updated Devastator in a number of ways. I think that one might have had a replacement crane in it or an extender or some such thing. Doesn't bother me too much, but this definitely wins in terms of the crane. So, very comparable in both modes here. or sorry, very comparable in crane mode here, except the crane here is indeed better. So we're going to take this guy out of it. We'll see him a little bit later. Okay, so we're going to take this guy in. I'm just going to bring everything in a bit closer and we'll start the transformation. All right, so we should be able to do the transformation, I think, from here fine enough. Please just keep in mind that, again, I'm not doing the Devastator mode. So we're going to just pick that up for a moment. We're going to come down here and, where do I want to begin? Maybe I'll pick these up and pick the arms out first. Actually, let's pick all of this up. There you go. We're going to pick all of that up. Now I can bring the arms out and to the side here. And we can actually bring this down and kind of fold these down over. But we're going to deal with all of this in just a couple of minutes to solidify it a bit better. Okay, let's do the lower body next. We should be able to split the legs, or do I bring... No, I bring this down first. My bad. This is very much like Combiner Wars, where you bring these down and straighten up the foot. Right? Same sort of movement as Combiner Wars. Then we should be able to pick the cab sections off, split them and bring them down in behind the legs, straighten up, straighten up. So we brought down the entire like shin and foot and straightened it up. We split these two pieces and brought them down and straightened them up. We're going to do that and do that and stand him up, and we're going to collapse all of this on the back, and boom, in the end, here we have Hook in his robot mode. He's gone off screen, but that's okay because we actually want to see him next to Combiner Wars Hook, and here we have Hook next to Hook. So the 86 is painted more like the Unite Warriors, with the silver going all the way down the leg. Oddly enough, Hook is one of those weird guys who the silver should be all the way down his legs, even his foot, except the part of the roof, I suppose, is like on the side of his foot. It's really weird. The purple body, the green arms, like, you know, obviously this one, again, going for a toy accurate deco, this one definitely animation accurate. It is what it is. They're very comparable. I'm going to say that the 86's color scheme is certainly more accurate than the Combiner Wars for animation accuracy, but it's still not perfect. I'm going to give it a 9. The transformation is very similar to the Combiner Wars. Not exactly the same, but very, very similar. A couple of things I fiddled over there, but again, I did it without the instructions, so how can I really argue with it? I was able to do it, really no problem. 10. I think the transformation's a 10. It's elegant in its simplicity. So, you know, a 9 and 10, 9.5. I call that really good. We'll get to the articulation in a moment. However, at this point, the thing that I wanted to note the most is that one of the things that bugged me with the Combiner Wars to no end is these pieces on the side of his head. And you'll notice mine are up higher than they really should be. That's so I can actually make his arm T-pose all the way out like it should. This guy also, unfortunately, does not have a bicep swivel. That's a big bummer with the Combiner Wars one. No bicep swivel, big, big, big bummer. I'm not going to lie. Other than that, I think the Combiner Wars 1 is pretty darn good. With the perfect effect upgrade arms, he does get a deeper elbow because of the way this bends, and he gets a wrist rotation that he didn't have before. Still no waist on this guy. So, you know, again, comparatively, I can now do this. I can get an elbow, I can get a wrist rotation, out to the side, forward, back, knee that's not 90 degrees, foot forward, back, and even an ankle tilt. Was this knee 90 degrees? I don't think. Nah, neither knee is quite 90 degrees. I always felt like Hook was, I don't know, I felt like he got a little bit of the like short end of the stick, so to speak. You know, if we were picking straws, I feel like Hook kind of got some of the short straw because he has a few little niggling issues. So we're going to take him out of it. for now. I don't hate it, but I do see ways it could have been improved. And then we have this guy. We already know he's getting a 9.5. Let's zoom in so we can see his articulation. Okay, so we have flaps that can come up, which lets you access the head nice and easy for left and right, up and down. It also allows for a nice full T-pose, way up over if you want. Love the arm articulation there. Way, way better. And all you had to do is have a couple of hinges there, which I also said back in the days of Combiner Wars. I said, why didn't they just make those hinge? Elbow, very deep. No wrist rotation, but we do have a bicep swivel. So I'm cool with no wrist if we have a bicep swivel. I can live with it. Still no waist, but I wouldn't really expect it because of everything it has to do to be an upper body. Back, forward, knee still not 90 degrees though. Legs all the way out to the side. It's wonderful. Thigh swivel. Toe up and down a little bit, ankle tilt. I mean, waist would be nice. I understand why it's not there, but it would still certainly be nice. By the way, yeah, the Combiner Wars also has a thigh swivel. I didn't mention that. I feel like the ankles of the 86 are more secure than they are on my copy of Combiner Wars. I prefer the bicep swivel. I prefer the deep elbow. Taking the waist out of it, he was getting a 9.5. I'm going to say, man, a 9.5 for the articulation. It's almost all there. So, that being said, I guess it's worth noting that he, along with long haul and the trailer and all the accessories, not only is it a Commander class value, but if we were going into this Hook review with an overall score of 9.85 and Hook is a 9.5, this set, this Commander class offering, this value for your buying dollar clocks in at easily a 9.75, maybe even like a 9.775, something like that. I'm nitpicking now. It's really fantastic. A couple of just niggling little things like I wish, he had, I wish Hook had a knee to a full 90 degrees. I wish Long Haul had a waist. I wish that Hook had a wrist, but I'm okay because he has a bicep swivel. I wish that Long Haul's thighs were able to go tabbed on and still have a 90 degree bend. But there is a workaround. Yeah, it's an excellent, excellent Commander class offering. And finally, this is kind of the comparison that we have thus far. I think the biggest improvement up to this point is Long Haul over the Combiner Wars. I think the most similar is definitely Scrapper. The second most similar is definitely Hook. Bone Crusher has nods of similarity, but he is quite different. I also want to point out with Bone Crusher here, everybody talks about this doesn't sit flush on the back with this misassembly thing. I mean, Daryl's does. That's down on his back. I don't know how much more flush you can make it. So, I don't know. The Combiner Wars are smaller in stature, but the plastic is definitely packed denser and very solid. I love the Combiner Wars so far, but I also love the 86. Let's see how the last two fare, and then we'll finally be able to put together Devastator. But for now, I would absolutely suggest that if you're in for a Devastator, don't go back and try and hunt down the Combiner Wars. Keep chugging away with the Studio Series 86. And here we are, and here he is. So, Hook very, very similar to the Combiner Wars one. Both of them, oddly, don't fold in the hands, even though the hands, I mean, they can fold in. I assume that's for Devastator. But not for Vehicle, which is weird. They both have weird, kind of janky looking arms. The advantage to this guy is bicep swivel, which I said way back when. They could have put a cut in there and given bicep swivel to the Combiner Wars one. The lower body is the lower body. It's fine. It's exactly the same, really. Right down to the lack of a full 90-degree knee. I also, besides for the bicep swivel, really appreciate these two flaps up here. so that you can get a nice, full, easy T-pose. And when they're not there, you can certainly bring them all the way down on the side of his head as they should be. Very simple little thing, but I think it was something that infinitely helped this guy, because I always need to leave the backpack on mine up a little bit. Then we get to the backpack. The backpack, of course, is the hook. The whole hook section is able to rotate, which I like. It's able to extend, which I like. And it can come off if you want it to come off. I think that this hook is very similar to the Combiner Wars, but the couple of niggling gripes that I had with the Combiner Wars, this fixes, right? So you can really see that the designer that worked on Combiner Wars worked on this and went back and said, well, it was an okay base design, but people wanted the crane to extend and come off. Okay, we can make that happen. People wanted a bicep swivel. Okay, we can make that happen. And people wanted flaps up here because they couldn't do a full T-pose. We can make that happen. It's everything wonderful about the Combiner Wars with improvements. That's the easiest way to explain it. Yeah, Hook is another solid entry for the Constructicons, and quite frankly, along with Long Haul, both of these guys are absolutely a Commander class value. The mass is there, the heft is there, the look is there, the parts count is there, the transformation is there, the improvements over Combiner Wars is there. It's all there in a nice, solid, robust package. I can't wait to kind of finally get Devastator together, because each of these guys, they feel very dense and hefty as it is. I'm willing to bet that a full-on Devastator with all 6 members is going to feel magnificent in hand. Time will tell, but for now, if you've been wondering, should you go in on the 86 Constructicons, you know what? I've looked at 4 thus far, and all 4 are winners. Bone Crusher probably the least so, but even that's 102 grams. Yeah, this box set, really, really good. Let me know what you think about Hook, or Long Haul for that matter. I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you are in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon, see what we have to offer to you through spring, or of course hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. While you are at it, hit the subscribe button, stick around, have some fun with us here on the channel, and don't forget, not for a moment, not for a second, that you right there, you do make a difference in the world, and I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights, at the stop motion premieres, or the old-fashioned way right here, inside the videos.